Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge and Principles. Tonight we'll be covering part 2 of Tiphareth on learning to walk the tree series. Sorry for the little delay, but I had to take care of a couple things real quick before I could go live. But I think some of the internet issues are fixed, finally. I guess it threatened them taking to the news over their shabby service. Got some work done, even though they're still supposed to come out here tomorrow. But I mean, in case you guys haven't noticed, I've been uploading a few videos today, and 10 minutes tops for 45-minute videos. Can't complain. There's that service we should have had a long time ago, which means if it keeps running like this, I'll start being able to use XSplit again. Even though it will be the free version, since I no longer have the license for it. But still, I can still do things stereo. What's stereo these days anyway? I'm going to give a few minutes for some people to see if anybody wants to show up, join in chat. But basically, like I said tonight on Tiphareth, this is going to be discussing the technical side, the stuff. Last week we covered the correspondence, the Sephira, and the Qliphoth form of it. But now I want to discuss the technical side, what we do inside Tiphareth, and link a few things and connect the dots. Because it is where we do all of our magical operation. No matter if you're doing low or high magic, guys. Like I said, I don't like the term. It has a purpose for beginners. But the truth is, when we do any magical operation, no matter what we use, it's all done within Tiphareth. And guys, the videos I posted today, you can find them all in one playlist. I put them in a playlist. Watch them. It'll help you understand the operations and how we work out of Tiphareth. It'll also help you understand more. Got like 6 more videos to transfer over, then all the videos will be here on KOTR, where they belong. There's a couple impasse videos and a couple knowledge and principle videos. Like I said, it's the Paradigm of Magic series. Later in the year, I'll be adding the 5th Paradigm of Magic, which is cyber magic. I'm still working on it. It's a long process because there's so much I want to put into it. Plus, I want it in written form as well as video form. Also, in the description, there's links to each. So you get for each video, there's a link that will take you to the written document. Watch the video because I have added my own experiences, some changes that I've made over the years. Like I said, it was good reflection and reflecting back on it and doing it. That's why I always say we should revisit our work, revisit our old grimoires and journals and books of shadows, whatever you want to call them. I can see nobody's gonna show up, so, which I didn't really expect much because I really don't know, because you guys could be watching it from Facebook or Twitter. It just won't show me. YouTube's censoring like that. So I only know if you guys click on the link, come here, click, and view it from here, or interact with me in chat. So that's why I keep asking you guys and asking you guys to subscribe to the channel. Because sometimes my links don't even go through, guys. Nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, there might be something I can do about it now. The Supreme Court kind of made a ruling, and the wording is quite important when it comes to our free speech, which I'll do that separate. Let's get on to Tipareth. Tipareth is a beautiful spot, beautiful place. It's where we take our throne. It's at the heart. It's where all the energy comes up, comes down, and focuses in the center. It is the heart. It pumps, it beats, it pushes energy out and brings energy in. It creates the waves, the vibrations that shoots it through each branch of the tree. And as you guys have figured out by now, there is only one tree, the Qliphoth, and this tree of life is one. You'll find the Qliphoth in each sphere of the tree of life. It is part of the tree of life, which shows you that we have to have both, because it is part of us. It is part of everything in this universe. So it must have no restrictions when we enter Tiphareth. We must not put no labels on any type of energy. We must let the energy flow in its natural process. How do we do that? Well, in the paradigms of magic, I cover that. I cover that in the Omni-Nil formula. The everything, the nothing. Creating your personal bubble. Creating your Tiphareth. Creating your chair, your foundation. The foundation is your tree, the roots, the branches, the trunk. Everything in this universe, everything on this planet, every correspondence property, every faith, belief, ideology, from Eastern cultures, the Asian cultures, Brazilian cultures, you name it, we are connected to all of them. It's something that I never realized until I met a traveler. For those that know him, he had a website traveling within the world. He had a little course that he taught people. Basically, it was to teach you to realize that what's your properties of your name, what does it mean, what's the zodiac mean, what's the Chinese zodiac mean. They all have a property, and you're a part of each of the structures. When you start learning that, the doors start swinging open wide. You start realizing and seeing things that you've never seen before. I am grateful for having a chance to interact with him and meet him. He's a little hard to talk to, but I'm pretty good with pigeons, and I'm pretty good with gypsies, so especially when I'm seeking knowledge and wisdom, and he helped me out a lot in an area that I really needed. And then I got to meet somebody that is to this day still very close, and somebody I still treasure. And we're no speaking or communicating, and it's not because of anything. We just parted ways, and we did it on good terms. we'll be forever connected. So she was the second person that had great influence on my life, besides my mentor, of course, and teacher. I know throughout these videos I've done, throughout the people that's only never watched these videos, it's just not my catching. I realize, wait, I've seen that somewhere. Yes, I've written articles on the websites as well. I've written a magazine. You may have seen some of this in the magazine. When I talk about creating your own personal universe, or when you hear the word creating your bubble, circle, this is what you're creating. The omni-meal or the IOA formula. They are creating your Tiphareth, creating your place of creation, where you create from. All that repetition you do with the vanishing ritual of the pentagram, you're emblazing it inside the Tiphareth. When you do the greater ritual of the pentagram, all that repetition, it becomes part of your Tiphareth. It's there. If you actually want to visualize it, you can see it. Same way with the hexagram rituals. All the correspondence you learn, you're emblazing your Tiphareth, your bubble, your personal area of creation. You're bringing those properties and energies into being, giving them life, charging the walls of your circle that you can expand or shrink, bring it so close to that it's like a thin armor touching your skin, or you can expand it to where it's encompassing the globe, or farther if you so wish. This is where things get to be important. Here's where labels, I say they have no meaning here, but they do. Because they have meaning on what you allow in. Because as we meet people, we make friends or acquaintances, that's where the labels come in. This person is an acquaintance, is not a friend. He has no place, or she has no place inside my bubble. This is a business partner. He has no place inside this bubble. No energy should have a label. First off, let's get that out the way. No definition of color, no definition of positive or negative. It's pure energy. In its truest form, let it flow that way. Restrict any of it. There's a natural process that has to flow. Remember I just talked about last week, the pendulum must swing. If it stops, it causes pain. It starts to cause stagnation. It stops your spiritual growth and causes conflict. Everything must flow freely inside there when we're dealing with the energies, the correspondence. Now, here's the way to allow people to walk through your bubble and to enter inside your Tiphareth. The banner of the east and the banner of the west. Learn them and blaze them inside your personal bubble. That way nothing and no one can come in to cause harm. No one can come in deception. They will have to come in showing their true form. I will do a video and upload it on the banners of the east and west and how you create it, how you emblaze it into your own personal universe. Remember, when we're into spirit, this is where all magic is done. This is where all creation is created. We're drawing all energies in to create. We're no longer working in the astral or ethereal, we're working in the infinite. We're working in all things. In a sense, we're somewhat outside of time as well when we're in Tiphareth, if you acknowledge it. That's why you don't see me wear a pant. I have no need for it. I'm in my Tiphareth at all times. I'm in my walking circle at all times. I might not be in Tiphareth at all times, but I'm in my walking circle all times with my own personal bubble. I don't leave it. Doesn't mean I'm sitting in my chair or sitting with inside Tiphareth. It just means it's always around me. I've only had one student catch it. When I teach the LBR, when I show you the written, hand you the written form of it to study, practice, and repetition, there's one thing that is stated not to do. Do not do this astrally. Yes, for a beginner, you do not do it astrally. Only a beginner. You need to learn it before you can understand it. Once you understand it, you'll realize, and you'll come to your teacher, hey, you lied to me. You deceived me. No, I didn't lie to you. I didn't deceive you. It wasn't meant for you to understand this part. It was meant for you to awaken it. You'll know, once you awaken and understand that you actually do this astrally, and actually we're not even doing it astrally, but what do we do? When we're in a circle, what do? We're actually in the astral plane, projecting into the astral plane, observing the circle, observing the energies, making sure everything that's being weaved is properly weaved. That's what the priest or high priestess or whatever you want to call them, the leader of the circle, does. Everybody outside is channeling in. It's much like being in the tree. He's in his Tiphareth. You guys are the Sephira, each Sephira, when you're in your quadrants. You're also the batteries. You're channeling that energy to him or her. And he's causing it to expand and contract like a ripple. And he's weaving, making sure everything's flowing in its natural purpose. Within our Tiphareth, guys, we also want to bring in the primal energies. Hence, what is Dot, the abyss, the hidden Sephira on the tree of life? That is the primordial chaos, if you'd like. That is something that into the Tiphareth. That is part of our Tiphareth. But one must walk the desert before they understand that and can achieve bringing it into their Tiphareth. That's why it's hidden. Because first you must walk the whole tree and unlock it all before you can walk the desert. But when you do, that's when true creation can be done. Powerful manifestations when we start using the primal energy, primordial energy, and letting it flow within the tree and through us. Allowing it to interweave with all the energies that we now possess and have access to. Every time you learn on your correspondence property, it becomes part of your Tiphareth. Every time you learn an alphabet, let me give you an example. a Tiphareth. Let's go with a little dreadic on you. Merlin's cave, crystal cave, or however it was interpreted, but his cave it was him referring to Tiphareth, his study, his library, his great ritual hall. Everything you've learned is part in there. Everything you've yet to learn is already there, waiting for you to unlock the doors. Or, as so to speak, pick the book up and read it. I'm actually giving you knowledge that most people will never tell you. But like I said, you're not going to get, I can tell you this all I want until you walk the tree, until you explore and experience each of the Sephira and the Qliphoth of that Sephira. And you start unlocking these doors. Only then will you start to understand the true value and purpose of your Tiphareth. Tiphareth, it's your heart. What does a heart do? It beats and contracts. It pumps blood and draws blood in. It draws the life force. It pushes the life force out. When we take that chair, we're also giving our subconscious power. We're putting the palace guard to sleep and allowing our subconscious to merge with our conscious, allowing our soul and both left and right hemisphere to work as one. We become one with the tree. We are the heart of the tree. Within the Tiphareth, there is no ideology of good or evil. It is all one. It is the natural person. The only thing that renders anything as a person's intent. What are we creating? What was our intentions for creating it? What is its purpose after we create it? Once we realize this and start working more and more out of Tiphareth, no longer you will be able to stay in Tiphareth. Eventually, if I don't come out, I'm going to have so much repetition and forcing myself to stay in there for as long as I can. Now I can, like the last time I did it, 6-7 months, before I actually didn't even get kicked out. I came out on my own. Because like I said, when you enter Tiphareth, you're wide open. You're aware of everything. Eventually you learn how to control that. Like I said, I walk with a sliver of my third eye open. Like all my senses are a sliver open. My sliver is every bit equivalent to somebody that's walking around almost let's say half open. Because it's just that strong. So yeah, if I crack it just a little bit more, yeah, I can get edgy and agitated quick because I'm just so focused and aware. I can feel, see things. I open it just a little bit more, and yes, you will see the dead walk. Been there, done that. Don't like doing that because you also become a magnet to everything. Because you can see them, they know you can see them, and they are very aware, and they want attention. and you start seeing, oh, little shiny bubbles. Yeah, that can get transfixating. And yeah, you can get lost for a little while. Don't recommend staring at the shinies. It'll be much like a reawakening. It'll be much like a reawakening, like the first time after you completed your destruction of the temple. It'll be like a new day. You'll see things. You'll instantly jump into Tiphareth. Not even know. It'll take a few minutes for you to realize you're in Tiphareth. You'll be asking yourself, why'd I jump? I didn't enter it. And you'll start feeling around, realizing that your senses are heightened. But they're focused. It is a fine razor's edge focus. I mean, I can't even put words to describe what it feels like. Because here's where Qliphoth comes into play. Shout outs to all of you in AA on Facebook. I don't think I shared the last video over there, but there's a reason I shared this one. Qliphoth is Tiphareth. Why? It is where we create our halls of study. It's where we bring our students in that live abroad that we may never meet. We create a place to study, for them to learn, experiment, to interact with others. Like I said, the true Qliphoth, the true Qliphoth back in the day, when it was created, they never knew their students. They never knew other members. It was designed that way for a reason, to work within Tiphareth and only within Tiphareth. The things we can create in Tiphareth makes the astral plane and the dream realm look like child's play. And what we do, we allow our Tiphareth to bleed in to the astral. Just enough to open a doorway. Because why? We're connected to Yesod. We're connected to all the Sephira. So we can open the doors and let people walk in. We can create our own little training gauntlets. Ever wake up with bruises? Ever wake up with scars? You know, well, granted the scars go away fairly quick. The bruises, on the other hand, don't. Yeah, don't take an edge weapon to play. Use a tree trunk if it works. Bludgeoning objects will leave damage. It makes you wonder where they got the idea of smacking somebody with a hand with a ruler. It will get your attention even in this state. Like I said, it's where we create everything. It's where we do every ritual, magical operation is done through Tiphareth. It's where we connect with other people that are clear across the world. It is where we bring and allow entities to come in, make them walk through the banners, so they cannot, they will not be allowed to enter your Tiphareth if they have any malice or ill intention. They will not be able to walk in disguised as somebody else. They will come and appear in their true natural form. Now let's just talk about this real quick. word to the wise and cautionary note. Don't let people into your Tiphareth that you don't know. Because some people can jump into your Tiphareth and take control. If you got a chink in your armor, and you don't have your guards and wards up, like the banner of the east, the banner of the west, your walking circles, and various other protections, they can just okay, we got lucky. Yeah, I just had my internet drop. Like I said, not quite fixed yet. But looks like we're back in business. Which, I don't know, we got lucky. Normally when this happens, I lose my stream completely. I'll refresh real quick. Okay, cool. We're still going live. All right, guys. Sorry about the little technical difficulty there. But we didn't lose the stream, which is a plus, because normally when this happens, I would have to redo this. But yes, back to the cautionary note here. You have to be careful who you let in. Like I said, they can actually take control. It's why for a beginner, don't let anybody under Tiphareth until you properly set your guards and wards. why I also keep telling you guys it's important to know other practices, other ideas and beliefs, because no matter what, there's no such thing as low magic or high magic. We all practice and work out of the Tiphareth. Whatever you want to call it, that's where you work out of. Because all energy is a part of us. All vibrations and frequencies is a part of us. They all meet in one spot, Tiphareth, the heart. You may say you're just doing earth magic, but even with the earth, you have primordial energy. You have all the correspondence of the moon, the planets, the universe. So no matter, even if you're working with earth-based magic, you're still working with all forms of energy that flows. It's a natural process. So if you don't know how to place cards and words, you don't know the proper putting the banner of the east, the banner of the west, the banishing ritual, the pentagram, hexagram ritual, or the invocations rituals. Like I said, we're constantly blazing our personal bubble, or whatever you want to call it. We're always blazing Tiphareth with power words. Every time we utter a power word, we're charging Tiphareth. Every time we create something, we've created it through Tiphareth, so therefore it's a part of Tiphareth. We're breathing life into it. Something for you guys to think about. Tiphareth is the act, is where all action is taking place. Everything flows to it, everything's connected to it. Like I said, even dealing with Qliphoth, that's where the idea and concept of Qliphoth came from. It's working from Tiphareth. Tiphareth is also the whole Babylon. Why? Babylon is representation of giving birth, creation, and form, the giving of life. Tiphareth also represents death. The taking of life can take place within Tiphareth. When we deconstruct or give something no longer, give something and say it no longer has meaning. When we go to get rid of objects, we'll take them into Tiphareth, we'll take our chair and dismantle it and release the energies back to where they came from. And for some of you, what I just said, you guys might think I'm off my rocker, or that I am being very conniving with certain things. I'm not. Try it. Open yourselves up. Realize that some of the things that people have taught you, maybe it's time you start putting those things to the test. Because there's many people out there that claim to be heads of our organization that don't want you to know these things. They don't want you to know what they know. And some of them don't even know these things because all they care about is money. Or all they care about is using you guys as batteries. Like I said, it's important to understand Tiphareth for many reasons, because when I started dealing more and more with cyber magic, Ignacian, thing that's going to be worked out of Tiphareth. There will be nothing that comes into my sphere, personal bubble, that does not walk through the banner of the east and west. When I transfer energy to another to impart wisdom and knowledge, to teach from great distance, it's all done from Tiphareth, from my throne. Then when I slowly lead you to the door to walk you into my Tiphareth. You can study freely, experiment freely. Then you will know the true meaning of Thelema and what it means to be a Thelemite. What it truly means to be a chaos magician, a cyber magician, a magi. Food for thought, and I'm going to leave you on that note to think on the things I've just said. Like I said, I'm dreading next week because next week's the one that gave me the biggest headaches, and it's the one that's probably going to give you guys the biggest headaches too. Even though we actually work out of it when we're doing the destruction of the temple. Which is something I didn't realize back then, right? Oh, when I had studied all this, worked through the spheres. But yes, we will be talking about Deborah, or Deborah. Oh, what fun. On one note, guys, I did promise you I'd tell you how to jump straight into Tiphareth. Guess what? I already did. I did it last week. Like I said, not everything I'm going to give you on a silver platter. But I did tell you. I gave it to you last week. Figure it out. But I would recommend, hopefully you guys don't, especially if you're at the beginning, hopefully you don't figure it out too fast, because I want you to explore each of the Sephira before you start jumping straight into Tiphareth. And like I said, next week, we'll continue on with the tree. We'll be in the halls of judgment. And it's basically what it is. And we'll discuss that probably considerable depth too, because here's where we really get to start dealing with the angels on a different level. Here's when we go seeking retribution, justice, mercy. Here's where we petition. Here's also where our punishment sometimes is given out to us. So yeah, it's usually not a fun one for anybody. It probably won't be for you guys either, because they're just some self-righteous pricks. Until you get to build that repertoire, until you realize your own faults. But we'll save that for next week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I am going to start creating a playlist for this and putting these in their proper playlist. But like I said, we've still got a few more to go. And I will do the hidden Sephira. I'm debating to do it before or after I do Keter, the crown. We'll decide when we get there. Like I said, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go before we decide that. Maybe 5. But like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I only got 6 subscribers. And sometimes, like I said, you don't get the links when I put them out. And it might be getting worse from what Google just announced today. So, yeah, our religious ideas and practices is not on their favorite list. Imagine that. So, but until then, study, think, question things. If you don't believe me, try it. Experiment. Step outside the box and out of your comfort zone and quit living in fear. The world is a much bigger place than you guys actually realize. And on that note, I will see some of you guys next week. Monday, same time, same channel. And for those that tune into the meditation video series, I will see you Wednesday, maybe. Wednesday is also the summer solstice, so happy solstice. I look forward to hearing about your bonfires, or seeing them in the distance and visiting them as I travel about, visiting other places within my Tiphareth, and interacting with others around the world. And I also plan on doing my own bonfire. So I might do meditation video earlier, because I want to celebrate the solstice. And for those that don't know the time, since my video will be coming out on the correspondence side of things, 12:43 I said, I think. 12:43 a.m. starts the solstice. Eastern time, by the way. So, enjoy. See you guys next time. And may you guys all have a blessed summer solstice.